possibility that no issue, sir. No.
Secretary of the branch, CA Prashant Kumar. Learned speaker of today's session, CA Suryakant Sharma. Senior members of the profession, respected past chairman, my colleagues in the managing committee, my dear professional colleagues, and team members of Committee of Capital Markets and Investor Protection ICAI, members from other branches. Very good evening to you all and welcome you all to this CPE program on investor awareness, wealth creation through mutual funds. This program is organized by CCM and ICAI, hosted by our Visakhapatnam branch of SARSF ICAI. We, the members of Visakhapatnam branch, express our sincere thanks to CCM and ICAI for giving us the opportunity to host this investor awareness program under virtual mode. We, the members of Visakhapatnam branch, convey our heartfelt thanks to the speaker, Sri Suryakant Sharma ji, Senior Consultant AMFI, for accepting our request to address the members of Visakhapatnam branch on this investor awareness program. Stock market, which is booming since 2 to 3 years despite of economic slowdown or COVID fear. According to the data from SEBI, the number of new Demat accounts being opened during April 2020 and January 2021 broke all the records. The data suggested that as much as around 10.7 million new Demat accounts were opened during this lockdown period. So this is the charm or interest in the stock market by the youngsters, especially all the new Demat accounts opened are by youngsters, especially the software people, those who are working from home. So they have entered into this stock market since one and a half year time. And things to know about this stock market, things to know by investor before entering into the stock markets, like KYC procedure to open a trading and Demat account, how to invest in initial public offer IPOs, how to invest in rights issue, how to observe corporate actions like dividends payment, bonus announcements or splits, etc. How to buy and sell shares in secondary markets, what are all depository services, introduction to mutual funds investing like investor grievance redressal mechanism, SEBI scores, NSE, BSE, NSDL, CDSL, so on and so forth. To explain about many other issues connected to stock market and mutual funds, returns and risks involved, etc., we have renowned speaker with us today, Sri Suryakant Sharma ji. Now we request CA Pavani to introduce the speaker of today's virtual session, CA Suryakant Sharma ji.
Thank you, sir. So good evening, Chairman, sir, and other committee members. Good evening to the speaker and other ladies and gentlemen. I take this privilege of introducing Sri Suryakant Sharma garu. Suryakant Sharma is a commerce graduate and master in law with a specialization in corporate laws. He is also a chartered associate of Indian Institute of Bank and Finance. Sri Sharma has over 35 years of experience in banking and finance and securities market and has served in a leading financial institutions. Thereafter, he served in Department of Financial Service, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and finally into SEBI. Sri Sharma joined SEBI in 2003 and served there for more than 15 years in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to other assignments, he was DGM in charge of Office of Investor Awareness and Education in SEBI's Northern Region for more than 5 years. Sri Sharma is also a member of Working Group of NCERT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma also mentor of a few NGOs working for financial literacy and investor awareness in the country. Under his supervision, more than 15,000 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted across North India, and he himself has addressed as a guest speaker in more than 600 investor awareness programs. After superannuation from SEBI in 2019, he has joined Association of Mutual Funds of India, an apex body of mutual funds in India, as a senior consultant for spreading financial literacy and investor awareness among the citizens. Since May 20, Sri Sharma has interacted with more than 1 lakh of investors and potential investors, particularly students, through more than 300 webinars in reputed government organizations, educational and professional institutions, corporates, startups, NGOs, and others across the country. In these few words, I introduce Sri Sharma ji to this August gathering. Thank you, sir. Over to Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Pavani. Now I request the speaker of this technical session, this session on investor awareness program, Sharma ji, to take up for further proceedings.
Thank you, respected Chairman. Thank you, Pamani ma'am. Thank you, Secretary Mr. Prashant, and all committee members of the Visakhapatnam branch. I'm honestly privileged and very honestly I'm in a very perplexed situation. What to talk to chartered accountants? Very honestly, you are masters of finance, sir. You are leading the country as far as finance is concerned, not particular segment. You know much better than anybody else in the world, and you are masters of finance. So I am not comfortable talking to you even. Rather, I am a student of finance only, and you are a master of finance. So I have to learn something from you. So my purpose is different. And I always keep telling, almost I have done more than 40 programs, which were local chapters of ICI during last 7 or 8 months. And in all these programs, I have learned a lot of things from people like you. So it will be my privilege to learn something from you, all of you. But since you have told me to talk to your members, I am privileged. Secondly, very honestly speaking, this is not an investor awareness program. How it can be? You are already an informed investor. You are masters of investment. You are teaching people how to invest. Then how it can be an investor awareness program can be for the general public, for the student, for professionals even who are from IT side or from technical side or from other disciplines like history, art, science. But how it can be an investor awareness program for the participants who are already masters of finance? Still, as Honorable Chairman has given me time and has given me permission to talk to you, I'm again very honestly speaking privileged. I have been told to talk about the mutual funds, basically about the mutual funds. But I will divide my session in 2 segments, Mr. Prashant. One will be addressed to the young chartered accountant like Mr. Prashant, and second will be to all other participants. Why the first segment? Because Mr. Prashant, you might be aware, and even young chartered accountant, now that there is a huge career for chartered accountants in security market as such, huge career, including mutual funds. And those who wish to aspire and have a career in security market, this is the greatest opportunity. This is the best time to join. Of course, it is if you have a wish for that. And security market has got plenty of opportunities and very much remunerative as well. You can't even imagine, Mr. Prashant, what mutual fund managers are getting, what fund managers are getting nowadays. Huge package. And not only package, money apart, huge satisfaction. Because they are managing 10,000 crores, 15,000 crores of money. And that too of the others. It is a great responsibility. And with such an ease they are managing it. We should give salute to them. So there is a lot of career opportunity for the young chartered accountants in security market. And for that, you might be aware, Mr. Prashant, or the young chartered accountant, SEBI has established an institution that is called National Institute of Security Market, NISM. And Chairman, sir, SEBI has invested more than 400 crore rupees in that institute with the sole purpose of equipping security market with the right type of professionals. And it is going to be one of the biggest security market institute across world, across globe. Of course, it is in nascent stage only, very 4 or 5 years back or it has started, but it has started working in a most robust manner. And so for young chartered accountants, I will request, if they are thinking of have a career in security market, kindly visit the website of NISM. There are a lot of online and offline courses which are available to the professionals to equip themselves to enter into the security market for their career, if they wish. So this is the first aspect. And not only in mutual funds, there are now bigger brokerage firms are there, fintech companies are there. There are a lot of things happening. Honorable Chairman, this is a very fascinating period for the people like you and me to see, observe, and play a role in the whole transformation of financial institutions as such. Because we could never have thought, Mr. Prashant, that before 1 or 2 years, a startup will get 20,000 crore rupees from the market. Plus minus, I'm not telling whether it is right or wrong. That is a different story. But can you ever imagine that the startups are raising money from the security market and people are giving it? Their credentials are not yet established. They don't have anything to show, because history is not with them. They have not made any profit at all. But
they made losses, in fact.
Exactly, huge losses. That is called cash burning. They have rather burned the cash. They have burned crores of rupees, of course, others, not of theirs, but others. But those who have given their money are not fools. They are the top brains of the world, venture capitalists, and all these big investment funds. They have invested money. That is why there is some hope that they people will also, of course, as far as startup is concerned, Mr. Prashant and Honorable Chairman, we all know the failure rate is much high. But tomorrow, we can even imagine that in India, after 15 years, some Google may come up. So Microsoft may come up. That is a possibility. Of course, majority might not see the light or for future, but a few of them go like and become so huge that we can't even imagine today. That is why things are transforming in a very, very rapid manner in financial market. And we are just witnessing. And Honorable Chairman, sir, it is a fascinating time. Of course, we, and particularly you and me and a senior person like Vasudeva sir, we are very conservative by nature. But of course, age has been a factor with us. But now that there is a total change in thinking. As far as profit, as far as finance is concerned, the youngsters have changed the scenario at all. All scenario has changed. So is the case in mutual funds. So first thing is, if you want to have a career, young people like Mr. Prashant and other young participants, there is a plenty of opportunity available for all of you. And I invite you, all of you, kindly be a part of this fascinating story of security market for the next 15, 20, 30 years. I don't know what will happen, but I am by nature very optimistic, Mr. Prashant. And I feel that things are going to happen in a fascinating manner in the next 25 years. But who will be benefited of this fascination or so-called magnifying performance? Sir, only those who are investors. Only those who invest their hard-earned money into it. Of course, with the risk, definitely you know that risk is there. But Honorable Chairman, you are well aware, where there is a risk, there is a possibility of reward. Not guarantee, but possibility of reward is there only when there is a risk. So youngsters should take risk, what I personally feel, particularly youngsters. Of course, you and me and Vasudeva sir will think 100 times before investing our money in this so-called startup, but there is a possibility. So as far as mutual fund is concerned, sir, what is mutual fund and why mutual fund is booming nowadays? Everybody, Prashant sir, you will agree with me that now everybody maybe he's a businessman, maybe he's a small trader in a village. Rather, he's interested to know what a mutual fund is. Because last 2-3 years, even in pandemic, as you just told, sir, Honorable Chairman, even during pandemic, things are thriving like anything else. Like in market is going up without any real performance. That is why a lot of people out there in the market out open, they are questioning the moment of the market nowadays. But it is happening. It is a fact of life that market is going up. So as far as mutual fund is concerned, mutual fund in industry, Honorable Chairman, is touching around 40 lakhs crores of rupees, which was hardly 5 lakhs rupees before 5-6 years back. And next 5 years, if something unforeseen happens, mutual fund industry is going to have a corpus AMU of more than 1 crore lakh rupees. What it says, sir, mutual fund, and for that matter, India has a growth story. That is why people are not fools, sir. We are not fools. We particularly young, sir. We might be fools of our age, but youngsters are not fools. They are very smart. They are very, and they know much more about the investment as such, even at the age of 20-25, which we hardly have any idea or thinking about when we were in that age. But now the things are changing. That is why mutual fund has become an area of hope and interest for the young investors. So first we should understand what is mutual fund and how it functions. Mr. Prashant, you are well aware that the security market has got 2-3 ways of investment from the public. The first is primary market. In primary market, corporate come, offer their shares to the public accept the offer, invest their money, they become shareholders. That is a direct way of investing into security market. And there is a direct touch between corporate and investor. Corporate are offering, investors are becoming shareholders. The second one is also a direct way where, Mr. Prashant, anybody can go and purchase share of any listed company from the market. That is technically called exchanges. And 2 major exchanges are there, NSE and BSE. Anybody can go and purchase, of course, through some mechanism that is technical aspect. We can go and purchase and hold or sell, purchase or sell shares of any company. There is also one indirect way of investing into security market. And sir, that is through mutual funds. That is indirect way. Why I am telling it indirect way, sir? Because in this way, we are not directly investing into security market. We are giving money to the so-called experts of the security market. They are called mutual fund managers. And one day, I hope Mr. Prashant will be also one of the leading fund manager in the country if he wishes to join mutual fund industry. So why we are giving why we are not directly investing it? Because firstly, sir, Honorable Chairman, you will agree that security market is purely a knowledge-based market. And I keep telling in all my sessions that those who don't have knowledge of the market must not invest into the market directly. Because you are burning your fingers, very honestly speaking. If you don't have knowledge, you are investing on the advice of other or so-called TV experts or so-called business channels. There is every possibility that you may lose money. You may lose some of your precious money. So other way around is that you give your money to the experts. Why we think? Firstly, sir, we don't have knowledge of the market. But at the same time, the fund managers and the experts, they have knowledge of the market. They know about the market much better than what we know. They know how the market functions. They know about the corporates. They know about the companies. They know about the management. They know about the product line. They know about the sector. They know about the economy. That is why, Mr. Prashant, they are better placed than us to take investment decision as compared to others. So, so that's the only reason why most of the middle class, salary class person, particularly those who don't have knowledge of the market, are thinking of going through the mutual fund way into the security market. But one thing, Honorable Chairman, I wish to make it clear to all the participants, and there is a general misconception about the mutual fund, Mr. Prashant, that mutual fund is sheerly a share market segment. It is not, sir. Mutual fund is bigger than share market. That we should understand. Because, Mr. Prashant, in mutual fund, there are schemes where your money will be invested into the government securities. There are schemes in the mutual fund, Mr. Prashant, where your money will be invested into the gold. There are monies in the mutual fund where your money will be invested into properties, even real estate. And there are schemes in the mutual fund, Honorable Chairman, where your money will be invested into international corporates. So the mutual fund is giving you an opportunity or a facility that sitting at home or sitting at Visakhapatnam, you can be a part of Microsoft, Google, Amazon, which is a big growth story. So that facility mutual fund also gives. So kindly understand that mutual fund is not limited to security market. It is beyond security market as well. But of course, majority of the mutual fund is scheme related to security market. And in mutual funds, general public give their money to the fund managers for investing their money into the scheme identified by them. Then mutual fund manager will take a call to invest in which corporate, where to enter, when to exit. That decision lies with the experts. And so in that scenario, mutual fund manager is the driver of your vehicle. You are sitting, you are simply enjoying where he's driving, what he's driving. But then you are giving your whole powers to him to invest, of course, as per your identified objective. The scheme in which you are investing, that giving your fund manager, that leverage you are giving to him take decision on your behalf. In mutual fund, so we give our money to the fund manager who will invest and duly supported by their research team. Generally, Mr. Prashant, there is a misconception that mutual fund manager is so powerful, he decide. No, he is duly supported by the huge research team. Huge setup is there. They take a call where to invest, how to invest, when to exit. All these decisions is a teamwork, not an individual work. Of course, name will be a fund manager, because if the performance is good, military general will get all the credit. So goes with the fund manager. If the fund manager performs well, he get all the credit. But behind him, there is a lot of person who are working for him and working with him. So mutual fund is an arrangement, Honorable Chairman, where general public is giving their money and the fund manager, and he is investing as per dictates of the scheme, as per the four walls of the scheme. That is there. Now there are two options available for investment in mutual funds, sir. One is direct plan and other is regular plan. In direct plan, Honorable Chairman, you simply visit the website of the AMC Asset Management Company, decide the scheme, and then give online information, and you are invested online. So, see, in direct plan, there is direct touch between AMC and the investor. And kindly minded, sir, in direct plan, or for that matter, other option also, the most important thing in mutual fund is the selection of a scheme. That is the most important thing. Because if your selection is right, then 99% chances are there that your expectation with regard to return will broadly be met. So selection is a scheme. How we can do it? Sir, for that, SEBI has facilitated that for every scheme, when you open it, one fact sheet come when you open the scheme. And fact sheet, sir, honorable chairman, it is the Bible of the scheme. Every information about the scheme is given, mandatorily given in the fact sheet about the scheme, their past performance, if it is an old scheme, fund manager, its performance history, risk, what is the risk in that scheme, what is the future forecast of the scheme, where your money will be invested. All these things are elaborately shared with the investor into the fact sheet. So I keep requesting all the participants in my session, kindly read the fact sheet minimum 10 times. Each and every sentence of the fact sheet is very, very important, because it as per SEBI regulation and SEBI mandate gives all the information. Nothing can be hidden. Kindly minded. Mutual fund is the most transparent product, sir. Nothing can be hidden. The decision is yours, but so you can take a decision on the strength of the fact sheet. Secondly, sir, in mutual fund, there are schemes which have got highest risk. In the mutual fund, there are schemes which have got moderate risk. And honorable chairman, sir, in mutual fund, there are schemes which have got least risk. So this cushion or this flexibility is available to the investor. If you intend to take high risk, go for the schemes which have got high risk, because that direct ratio is there, sir. You will agree with me. More risk, more reward. But more risk, more reward doesn't mean guaranteed reward. It is simply means probability of getting higher return is there in mutual fund schemes. So in mutual fund, there are schemes, sir, which will give you return on daily basis. There are schemes in the mutual fund which will give you return on very short during very short period, say 1 month, 2 months, on 3 months. And there are schemes in the mutual fund which will give you return in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So for all categories of investors, mutual fund schemes are available. Whether you want to take high risk, mutual fund scheme is available. You want to earn interest on daily basis for a shorter period, mutual fund scheme is available. So for all these schemes, mutual fund scheme is available for all categories of investors. That is the beauty of mutual fund scheme. So widespread is the spectrum of mutual fund scheme, that any category of investor can choose schemes as per their risk appetite, as per their time horizon. So I was talking about the direct plan. In direct plan, you simply visit the website, select the scheme, give the information online, attach your bank account with it, complete KYC if you are the first time investor, and you are invested. And direct plan is always better and more remunerative and more rewarding, sir. Kindly understand it. Because there is no third person in between you and the mutual fund company, that is AMC, and the fund manager. So try to go through direct plan if possible, if you are tax savvy. But because of any reason, if you are not able to go through direct plan, then other option available is regular plan. In regular plan, honorable chairman, you will need to take services of the mutual fund distributors duly registered with AMFI. That segment of the registration has been given by SEBI to AMFI, sir. All mutual fund distributors are mandatorily registered with AMFI. So you can take the help of mutual fund distributors. They will come to you. They will bring the application, relevant application form. They will help you in filling the form. They will take documents and papers from you. They will take check from you. They will deposit it with the respective mutual fund company, and your investment will be made operational. And sir, in that scenario, definitely they are entitled to get some commission or fee. and that fee or commission will go out of your return or investment. That is why in regular plans, return will always be relatively lesser than the direct plan. And if you are a long-term investor, the difference of return between direct plan and regular plan, sir, might be huge, even lakhs of rupees. But it is worth giving. What I am saying here, it is worth giving if you don't have time or if you don't understand the mutual fund as such. So kindly choose direct plan or regular plan as per your knowledge of the IT setup, IT support, and all these things. In mutual fund, there are two major categories, sir, where you can invest. One is equity funds and other is debt fund. In equity fund, sir, you are giving your money to the fund managers who will invest your money into the equities of the corporates. And sir, kindly mind it, when your money is invested into the equity of the corporates, the risk factor is much higher. Why? Because we all know the market, the share market, the moment of the market goes up and down every day. So the movement of the market is the characteristic of the market, sir. Market will always go up and down. Of course, because of lot of factors, sentiments, whatever you say it, there is no one singular factor which can be pointed out that because of this only the market will go up and down. But broadly, market, and for that matter, equity share price of the corporate, broadly is dependent upon the fundamentals of the corporate, fundamentals of the company, historical performance, present performance, future potentiality of performance, management, product line, and then again broadly depends upon sectors, how sectors are performing, how the capacity utilization of the particular, lot of hundreds of factors are there which will decide movement of the market. So in equity, if you are investing into the equity fund, you are taking risk, kindly minded. You are taking higher risk rather. Risk is another category also, but you are taking higher risk. But of course, when you take high risk, there is a probability of getting higher return. No guarantee, sir. There is no guarantee of return into the security market, including mutual fund. And of course, you are chartered accountant. I need not say here, if anybody is giving you any guarantee, he is not correct. He is not right. And you must not believe or have confidence in that sort of guarantee, because there is no guarantee in security market. But of course, historically speaking, sir, security market has given maximum returns during last 35 years. Security market has given 35 or 15% average annual return, Mr. Prashant, which no other product has given. Governmental securities has given around 7 to 8%. Property has given 7.5% to 9%. Gold has given 6% to 7% during last 35 years. But security market has given 35 to 15% average annual return. So the potentiality of getting higher return in security market is there. So in regular plan, you are giving your money, you are investing through with the help of some distributor, and return there will always be relatively lesser. There are broad categories in first time I'm talking about the equity fund. In equity fund, your money will be invested into the equity shares of the corporates or related instruments. And one more thing you kindly understand, there are lot of subcategories of the security in the equity fund. The one and first is large cap equity fund. In large cap equity fund, Mr. Prashant, your money will be invested into the large corporates, equity of the large corporates. As per definition, 38,000 crore market capitalization, more than that, of any corporates becomes a large cap. Then between 16,000 to 38,000 is mid cap corporate, and below that market capitalization is small cap. So The first category is large cap equity fund, where your money will be invested into the large cap. Other category can be of mid cap, where your money will be invested into the shares of mid cap companies. And third category might be of small cap, where your money will be invested into the small cap. And you should understand that all three broad categories have their different characteristics. In large cap, Mr. Prashant, the companies are well established, earning reasonable profit, management is stable, they have got by name huge market capitalization, and by this time they have got name. So large cap is relatively stable, sir. And if you want to take lesser risk, there may be a better proposition of investing into the large cap, but return may not be extraordinary. Of course, good return might be there, but might not be extraordinary. The other category, sir, is mid cap. In mid cap, honorable chairman, your money will be invested into the mid sector corporates. In that segment, potentiality of going into large cap is there. And sir, we all know the so-called big corporate today, Mr. Prashant, started as a very small corporate. They were unknown when they started. But after 15, 20 years down the line, with, of course, with their performance and management excellence, they have become a huge corporate now. So in mid cap, risk is greater as compared to large cap. And that is why the potentiality of getting higher return is also there. Because suppose you are investing in some mid corporate today, after down the line, after 5 years, if they become large cap, you will be rewarded handsomely. But it may be adverse also. It may be opposite also. They may not perform well. So that risk is also there. The risk is relatively lesser. The third category, sorry, is a small cap. In small cap, your money will be invested into the smaller companies which have just started. And in small companies, again, there is a possibility that they may perform well. They may jump to mid cap. And in that scenario, you will have handsome rewards. But in some cases, it might also happen, sir, that the company may not perform. They may even close down or may vanish even. So that possibility is also there. So with a small cap, risk is greater, but reward potentiality is also there. So we have to take a call, what is my risk appetite. So I keep telling in my session, Honorable Chairman, that your decision should depend upon two factors. One is your risk appetite, and second one is your time horizon of investment. That is also equally important in mutual fund investment. Apart from large cap, mid cap, and small cap, there are sectoral equity fund also, sir, where your money will be invested into a particular sector, pharma, IT, infrastructure. So that sectoral fund, equity funds are also available. And if you want to, if you have a flair of investing into a particular sector, that facility can also be availed from mutual fund schemes. Then there are multi-cap equity funds, sir. In multi-cap equity fund, Honorable Chairman, your money will be proportionately invested into large cap, mid cap, and small cap. And proportion is well defined and it's shared with you well in advance. So in multi-cap, you are indirectly balancing your risk, because some of your, not all your money is going to the large cap, not all money going to the mid cap, not all money going to the small cap. Proportionately, it is divided as per defined norms of the scheme, which you are well aware. So you are balancing your risk, and at the same time, your potentiality of relatively higher risk, you can also obtain by this flexi cap or mid cap. Then flexi cap is a relatively new category, Honorable Chairman, in mutual fund, equity fund. In flexi cap, mutual fund manager has been given leverage to be flexible. Suppose he says, he thinks that next 3 months or 6 months, large cap is going to be at the helm of affairs in the security market, then he might shift her invest his or her investment from mid cap or small cap to the large cap. After 6 months, suppose he feels that now mid cap will go, then he may shift some of his investment from large cap to mid cap, from small cap to mid cap. And likewise, a time may come for him when he thinks that a small cap will go now, then he can increase the investment from mid cap and large cap to small cap. So that flexibility he is given in flexi cap. Then there are sectoral funds. There are other categories also. I don't have time to go into the all categories into details. So, but in broadly in equity fund, the risk is there, but the potentiality of getting higher reward is there. And sir, I can share you just a broad data that during last 3 years or more than rather 5 years, most of the good equity funds have given a return of around 15 to 20%, which Mr. Prashant is not a lesser return as compared to other investments. So, so mutual funds, equity funds have got larger potential of return, but of course with risk. And those who wish to have go for higher return with some capacity to take risk, the better bet for them is to go for equity funds. And additionally, those who wish to have longer horizon of maybe 5 years or more, they can go for the larger for the equity fund. And so for the long-term investor, equity fund appears to be the relatively best bet. And for those who can take risk, equity fund is equally beneficial to them. The other category, sir, is of debt fund. In debt fund, as the name goes, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Of course, you know it better, but just for the understanding it in a more lucid manner, I wish to mention here that the equity fund and debt fund is that in debt fund, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate, whereas in equity fund, your money will be invested into the equities of the corporate. In debt fund, sir, risk is relatively lesser, but return is also reasonable, Mr. Prashant. You must be aware. Return cannot be extraordinary in debt fund. Of course, as some respected chartered accountant might ask question about Franklin and all these things. We will discuss afterwards. But in debt fund broadly, risk is lesser and return is reasonable. And those who don't want to take much risk or those who are relatively risk averse, debt fund is relatively a better proposition. There are a lot of categories in debt fund also, Mr. Prashant, and the most common category for short-term investor in debt fund is liquid fund or overnight funds. In liquid fund, overnight funds, Honorable Chairman, your money is given as a loan to the corporate for a very short period, maybe for a day, maybe for a week, maybe for a month, or maximum normally 90 days. So for in liquid fund, your money is given as a shorter loan to the corporates. It is also called indirectly bridge loan. Generally, we call it bridge loan for capital, for working capital or some long-term capital in bit for a very short period. So in liquid fund and overnight fund, your money is given for a very short period as a loan to the corporates. And if you have short-term fund, Mr. Prashant, and you wish to park your fund for a very short period, then liquid fund is relatively a better proposition as compared to bank SB account. Because in SB account, you are the normal return is around 2.5%. But in liquid fund, even today, when there is excess liquidity into the market, liquid funds are giving more than average return of 3.5%, which is 1% higher than the bank SB account. And Mr. Prashant, I know a lot of my friends like you who have started a new practice. What they do nowadays, when they get a income or regular salary, whatever you call it, they invest, they take that money out of their bank account and deposit in the liquid fund. Why they should do it? The first benefit is they will be getting relatively higher return as compared to SB account. In SB account, they are earning 2.5%. In liquid fund, they can earn more than 3.5%, even in this liquidity excess scenario. And second benefit is your money is at your hand. At any time, you can withdraw money. And now you can join liquid fund, Mr. Prashant, not through any cumbersome procedure, but simply by downloading the app of any mutual fund company. So you can simply transfer your money to the liquid fund, earn more interest, and money is liquid. Whenever you want, you can withdraw it. Suppose monthly you get an income of 50,000 and you transfer that 50,000 to liquid fund. So from the day onwards, from day first, you have started earning more than 3.5%. Second benefit is you are the money is at your hand. Whenever you want, you can withdraw money. Suppose on 5th you want 10,000. You simply go to the app, put 10,000, click the withdraw button. 10,000 will automatically be transferred to your bank account in a fraction of seconds. So you can money is at your hand. And thirdly, in liquid fund, the only limitation is that you can't withdraw more than 50,000 in a month. More than 50,000 on a single day. That is the only limitation in liquid fund. Then after that, the other debt scheme is ultra short-term debt fund. Ultra short-term fund normally between 3 months to 6 months, where you can park your short-term money, for you have for short-term, and earn interest better than even liquid fund, around 4% to 5%. Earlier short-term funds were giving even 6 or 6.5% interest. So suppose you have money and you have to pay EMI after 3 months. One option is just to keep your EMI at your SB account. Other option might be that you invest your EMI amount of 50,000, which you will be paying after 3 months, into some short-term debt fund, ultra short-term debt fund, and earn better interest than your SB account. Then short-term funds are there, which where you will be getting return between the period 6 months and 1 year. Then medium-term funds are there, debt funds are there, where you can park your money for 1 year to 3 years. Then long-term debt funds are also there, where you can park your money for more than 3 years. And when more than 3 years, one additional benefit is also accrued to the investor, that is capital gain benefit, that is indexation benefit. If you are invested in debt fund for more than 3 years, then you can avail the benefit of indexation, which will substantially reduce your tax liability, income tax liability, but that is limited to debt funds only, and that too for when you are invested for more than 3 years. So in debt fund also, there are different subcategories. Then the third category in mutual fund is hybrid funds. In hybrid funds, some of your money is invested into the equity and some of your money is invested into the debt. So you are automatically balancing your risk. And at the same time, you are aspiring for relatively higher return as compared to debt fund. But of course, you are taking some little bit more risk. So in hybrid funds, your savings will be invested. Some portion of your saving will go to the debt equity fund, and other portion will go into the debt fund. And even in hybrid funds, sir, there are two subcategories. One is aggressive hybrid funds, and other is conservative hybrid funds. In aggressive hybrid funds, a majority of your investment will go into the equity and a small portion will go into the debt fund. Normally it is 65% equity and 35% in debt. So here risk is greater, but still some portion of yours will be going into the debt fund. That is aggressive hybrid fund. On the opposite, there are conservative hybrid funds where 65% or more will be invested into the debt and 35% and less will be invested into the equity. In this case, you are balancing your risk in a greater way, in the sense that majority of your investment is going into the debt fund and a small portion is going to the equity fund. Of course, the return might be reasonable, but you are balancing your risk. So that hybrid category is also available for all of you. In mutual fund, the best way of investment is, sir, through SIP, that is systematic investment plan. That is more suited to the professional and salary class persons. And SIP, dear participants, is a magic for middle class, salary class person. And I keep on emphasizing in almost all my sessions that the time has come for the middle class, salary class person to have SIPs for their investment horizon, investment target. You must have SIP in your investment investment spectrum. And SIP is nothing, Honorable Chairman. It is just a regular investment in mutual funds. Minimum amount you can start SIPB is 500, and maximum there is no limit. In SIP, when you invest for longer period, you may feel a magic. And I just give you one single example. Of course, I am not going to name that scheme because that will be unfair on my part. Otherwise, indirectly, it will be marketing of that event. But the facts are there. Facts is this, like Honorable Chairman, that an equity scheme was started in 1995 by a mutual fund AMC in 1995. And a small investor like Mr. Murali Krishna, Honorable Chairman, started an SIP of 10,000 rupees per month in that scheme. And he's continually and regularly investing 10,000 rupees through SIP in that scheme from 1995 to till today, sir. Honorable Chairman, can you just imagine the magic how that 10,000 has become today? I again repeat, from 1995 onwards, every month investment of 10,000 rupees in one equity scheme. Sir, that 10,000 regular investment has become today 9.57 crore. That is the magic of SIP. Because SIP, there are a lot of advantage also, sir. Because in SIP, when market is down, you get more units. When market is up, you get lesser units. So automatic balancing is there. So if you are a long-term investor, there will be more than reasonable return for you. And nowadays, sir, I know a lot of my friends who have started more than one SIP, sir. That is target-oriented SIP. Means SIP for a specific purpose. One SIP might be for vacation. Another SIP might be for construction of house. Third SIP might be for purchase of vehicle. Fifth SIP might be for expansion of your profession. Sixth SIP might be for higher education of children happening after 15-20 years. Sixth SIP might be for marriage of the children. And the last SIP might be even for retirement plan. So SIP gives you the comfort of your target-oriented investing. And nowadays in SIP, sir, top-up facility is available, automatic top-up facility, in the sense that suppose you start at SIP with 2,000 per month today. You can give advisor to the mutual fund company that after 1 year, this 2,000 should become 2,500. So automatically after 1 year, it will, from second year, the SIP will increase from 2,000 to 2,500. This top-up facility will give you added advantage of more investment. So SIP is a magic, and nowadays, sir, on there are lot of website where you can have SIP calculators. Suppose you want to invest for your higher children, higher education of children for who is 5 now, just 5 now, and after 15 years you are thinking of his higher education. Go to the SIP. Suppose you say that my target is to accumulate 1 crore rupees for higher education of your children. Go to the SIP calculator, put 1 crore rupees target, put the period 15 years. They will give you a broad idea how much SIP you should start right from now. So through SIP, we can have target oriented investing, and that through SIP, automatic balancing, risk balancing is also there. One other unique facility is also available to in mutual funds, sir. That is called SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan. That is opposite of SIP. Honorable Chairman, you are at the peak of your profession now. But sometime down the line, after 15, 20 years, you will definitely think of retirement. No, Baba, leave it to now. Bahut ho gaya now, enough is enough. Give the reign of the profession to the new generation. Now I want to live a retirement life. This is normal thinking we develop after a certain period of time. But then how you will live life, retirement life, sir? You don't have pension. You don't have regular stream of income. How you will survive? Normally thinking, normally what happens? We start accumulating corpus for the retirement. And normally in retirement life, how people live? Majority of the people live on the return of your corpus, retirement corpus. Majority people live. First they develop a corpus and then their regular return comes in and they live their retirement life. So we have to develop a huge retirement corpus. And sir, in my session, I keep telling particularly young investors, that they must think 2 things about major milestone in their life. One is the higher education of the children, and second one is retirement corpus. And for higher education, sir, suppose a person is the age of 30 today, and Prashant sir, you will agree with me that a good MBA degree from a good institution costs around 20 lakhs today, around 20 lakhs. Can you just imagine after 20 years, when your children grown up for higher education, what you will need for per child? Because of inflation, sir, you will need around 2 crore rupees per child for their higher education. From where that money? If you have got two children, 4 crore rupees only for the higher education. So how you can do it? You start an SIP for keeping target of 4 crore rupees in mind. Likewise, your retirement plan also, sir. Suppose, Mr. Prashant, you are 30 today. After 30 years, you feel, okay, now let me retire, let me lead a different life now. From where the regular money will come for your regular expenses. Okay. For that also, one thing I wish to mention here, sir. Suppose you are 30 today and you say my expenses, monthly expenses are around 30,000. Just an idea, just an example. After 30 years, Mr. Prashant, when you become 60, can you imagine how much you will need every month? Because of inflation, sir, you will need around 2 lakhs rupees per month for the same level of comfort. No extra venja, no extra comfort. For the same level of comfort, Honorable Chairman, sir, Mr. Prashant will need 2 lakh rupees per month, means around 25 lakhs per year. And Mr. Prashant, that is at the age of 60 only. May God give you long life. When you become 60, that need of 2 lakhs become 3 lakhs. And when you cross 80, now most of the people are living even a very good life even after 80. Your monthly need for the same level of comfort, Mr. Prashant, might go up to 4 lakh rupees per month. From where the money will come? 4 lakh per month means almost 50 lakhs a year. From where that will come? That will come only through the corpus, return of the corpus which we have developed. So what should be the normal corpus we should develop for our retirement life? A thumb rule is there, sir. The thumb rule is there. It should be minimum 20 times of your annual expenses. minimum 20 times, sir. So suppose your annual expenses, Mr. Prashant, is 25 lakhs at the age of 60. You should develop a corpus of not less than 5 crore rupees, because that will give you return of around 5%. Conservatively speaking, so 5% will be 25 lakhs. So that is why for retirement also, mutual fund give you a facility of developing a good corpus. So one was SIP, other was SWP. Mr. Prashant, that is opposite of SIP. In SIP, sir, we regularly withdraw money from our corpus. Regularly. Suppose, Mr. Prashant, you need 2 lakh rupees every month at the age of 60. You can simply write a mail to the mutual fund company. Kindly keep transferring 2 lakh rupees per month from my corpus to my bank account on first every month. They will religiously do it because it is your money only. So what will be the first benefit? First benefit will be that you will have reasonable money on first every month as you are getting income earlier. You can enjoy your life without any stress. And second benefit will be whatever money remains, whatever corpus remain with them, you will continue to earn return on it. So that will take care of your inflation. So that corpus will keep increasing. If you normally withdraw 5 to 6% every year, your corpus will literally be intact, or rather will be increasing. So SWP is a relatively a major benefit, relatively a good benefit, which we can avail during our retirement life. But for that, Mr. Prashant, we will need to develop a huge corpus. That is a prerequisite, because mutual fund companies will not give you any penny out of their pocket. We will have to develop it. So all these things are the unique features of mutual fund. Now, I want to make the forum open, Honorable Chairman. If any members have any questions on the mutual fund or relating to security market, I will be happy to answer their queries to the best of my ability. Any question from any participant?
Members, any queries, questions on this mutual funds or stock market, this topic?
Or other, sir, before that, I would like Mr. Prashant to give his observation, and Mr. Vasudeva sir is also with us right from the beginning. So if Mr. Prashanta and Mr. Vasudeva give their observation about the session, I would be feel obliged. First, Mr. Prashant.
Definitely, it is a wonderful session, sir, and it creates one kind of interest among the young accountants to invest or to join as an advisors. It's a very nice session, sir. That is my opinion. It's very nice.
Thank you, sir. Vasudeva sir, if you are there. No problem, sir. One thing I just forget to mention, Mr. Prashant, here. Have you heard about CSR?
Sir?
CSR.
Corporate social responsibility.
Absolutely, sir. So have you heard about ISR? No.
Yes, sir. No.
Individual social responsibility.
Okay.
Corporate do have social responsibility, but we as a citizen also have some. Two things I wish to request to all the chartered accountants. One, Mr. Prashant, there is a menace in our country that is called Ponzi scheme, chit fund and guarantees. Thousands of so-called companies are mushrooming, and promise people to give higher return, doubling their money in 3 and 5 years. But Mr. Prashant, you being chartered accountant, know it very well. They can't do it. They don't have any business model. They simply collect the money and one night they simply vanish. And you might not be aware, Mr. Prashant, more than 10 lakhs crores of rupees have been lost by the gullible investors in such bogus schemes. So, Honorable Chairman, sir, I will urge all your members, because your voice is very, very, very important, sir. You might not be aware the importance of chartered accountants. But the general perception in the public is that you are master of finance, and whatever you advise them, sir, they will listen you very carefully and adhere to your advice. So, Mr. Prashant, and through all members, I will request that it is your individual social responsibility that whenever we come across a person who are not educated, like your peon, your maid servant, your driver, your electrician, your plumber, that segment of the society, kindly keep advising them, Honorable Chairman, sir, that they should never invest their hard-earned money in such schemes. If they don't have any idea, they should simply put their money into bank or post office. At least that will give a great social service. And if you are able to restrain 100 or 200 people from that menace, sir, the blessings and best wishes you will get from them is immense. You can't imagine that. And one more small thing I wish to request you. That idea came from one of my sessions with chartered accountant only, sir. That idea is, sir, you generally give increment to your staff every year, maybe 5%, 10%. Ramakrishna, sir. Namaste.
Namaste, sir. I just wanted to thank you for your excellent session. My throat is not cooperating, that's all
No.
I cannot say. But
No issue, sir.
one issue is, I'm very sorry to say this. You touched upon Ponzi scheme. To the best of my knowledge and belief, more than 90% are backed by thugs in the government.
Politicians. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. You are absolutely right. That is why in every session, sir, I keep emphasizing it is our Honorable Ramakrishna, sir, it is our duty.
Yes, sir.
We are privileged that we are educated. You are in such a position in the society that people will listen to you. So for second ISR, Chairman, sir, I was mentioning that you every year you give increment to your staff. Kindly do one thing, sir, Prashant, sir. Out of an increment, 50% you request them to start an SIP. I tell you, 15-20 years, they will, when they get the money, they will really start double respect for you, because their family will see that this wonder you have done. Because SIP, sir, I tell you, if you start for 10, 15, 20 years, not for shorter period. And Ramakrishna, sir, I don't know whether you agree with me or not.
Yes.
I believe in the growth story of India for next 25 years. Of course, people have different views.
Yeah, ups and downs will be anyway there, but ultimately the graph will be on the higher side.
Exactly. That is why those who are young, and particularly your staff, sir, if they suppose your peon is there, your clerk is there, your article clerk is there, who is 25, 30 years, he start SIP with 500 rupees. After 10, 15 years, Mr. Prashant, you might not even imagine today how much money he will have. That money is very important for him, sir. 2 lakh, 5 lakhs may not be important for you, but for him, 5 lakhs is a big amount. So this is the way you can indirectly help them to build wealth. So kindly consider this also. Yes, sir. Any question now?
Sir, as you said, it is correct only, but there is a small wrong notion there in the society that if we invest in mutual funds, they are going to invest in stock market. If it's suddenly goes into downfall, my corpus fund also go, and I will also get into losses.
Very right, sir. Very right. My answer is very simple, sir. Honorable Chairman, you will agree with me, and Ramakrishna, sir, you will agree with me that moment of the market going up and down is the characteristic of the market. It's the basic character of market, sir. Today, market is 60, around 60 on March 2020 to 30. And after 5 years, it may go even cross 1 lakh.
Sir, in fact, one thing, sir. In fact, if the market doesn't go down and up, people will not even come to the market.
Absolutely. That is why that he is absolutely right, sir. That's the beauty of the market. So don't afraid of it. Don't Mr. Prashant, I put it differently. If you are a long-term investor, if you are a long-term investor, you will 100% benefit out of the movement of the market.
That's it.
For today, market is 60. In mutual fund, you will get lesser unit in through SIP. But tomorrow market go 30 again because of any reason. Your units will automatically double. So over a period of time, automatic balancing will be there. So I keep telling, particularly young people, of course, I can't request Mr. Ramakrishna now and Honorable Chairman and Vasudeva sir. But those who are young like Mr. Prashant, you have a longer horizon to go. You have almost 30 years to go. So why you are afraid of the market? You tell people emphatically, yes, my dear, market will definitely go up and down. That guarantee I can't. Nobody can take that guarantee. And nobody is expert in the market, sir. Rest assured. These so-called expert in the market on TV business channel every day in doubt. They keep telling a lot of things to people. I don't subscribe to their opinion. Because nobody can predict market, Honorable Chairman. Nobody can predict. But one thing I can predict. After 20 years, a person who is having SIP of 1,000, 2,500 will 100% get good return. That's all. This is my thinking of.
Sir, you all.
What about the charges? By some of the companies, they will be charging more. With that, the investor is getting less units.
No, sir, no. Yes. Sir, just that I should put it straight. Expense ratio, Mr. Prashant is aware, this is a technical term. Expense ratio of mutual fund schemes are strongly regulated by SEBI. Firstly, they can't charge it arbitrarily, sir. Kindly mind it. For debt scheme, it is 1%. For equity scheme, it is 3% maximum. Firstly, but because of competition, sir, the expense ratio are coming automatically down. Because suppose Mr. Prashant has an equity fund manager, his expense ratio is 2%. And Honorable Chairman has other equity scheme which expense ratio is 2%. So the return in Honorable Chairman scheme will be much better than your scheme because of expense ratio. So automatically, if you will need to come down with the expense ratio, or otherwise you will out of the market. So because of competition, Honorable Chairman, the charges are gradually coming down, even much below the cap of SEBI. Rest assured.
Sir, one more thing, sir. NFOs are highly promoted. New fund offers.
Sir.
And new fund offers are promoted.
Yeah.
Which will, I think, will have more expense than existing funds. Am I right, sir?
Sir, there are two aspects. As per SEBI regulation, some percentage of money are allowed for the promotion of the new fund offers. Definitely.
Yeah, to that extent, the value will come down. See,
Definitely.
6%.
Sir, definitely for the initial period only.
Yes.
But sir, it will depend on their performance down the line after 3, 4, 5 years.
That's why I personally feel that one should go for existing proven funds rather than go for NFOs.
Sir, it is one and same thing. Actually, there is no firm opinion about, because existing scheme definitely have past performance.
Yes.
NFO doesn't have any past performance. They are new schemes. Say that NFO you will get at 10 rupees. Old scheme you will get at 10 rupees. So you are absolutely right what you are saying, sir.
Yes.
But if you invest in even some existing scheme, there is no guarantee that they will perform better in the future.
Yes, sir.
What they have performed today.
Past cannot be
Exactly. Never.
And you were telling about Franklin. You can throw some light on what is the status.
In Franklin, sir, what happened? In Franklin, there were problems in some debt fund. And sir, problem basically arose because of pandemic only. Had there not been pandemic, I think there would not have any problem. But what typically was happening in Franklin, sir, in particularly 5-6 scheme, they had invested, they had given loan to, because there were debt scheme only. They have given loan to the corporates which had low rating, -A, -B. And sir, you know, you being chartered accountant, you are well aware that when your rating is not good, you will get the money only at the high rate of interest. If you are AAA rating company, sir, you will get a loan at the rate of even less than 7%. But when you are -B company, you will need to pay high rate of interest. So what Franklin was doing, they are investing majority of their corpus into low rated corporates. And definitely they are getting good return. Sir, you might not be aware, Franklin was given 15% return on debt scheme, which is unthinkable. And people were very happy. That is why more and more people are investing at that scenario. But because of pandemic, the first crisis developed among those companies which had got lower ratings. And they started defaulting because the productions were not there. A lot of other things happened side by side. So because of their default, Franklin scheme came into some crisis. So I keep telling, sir, in that scheme, at least I keep telling that kindly see that your money is given as a loan, Mr. Prashant, only to AAA rating companies. That is specifically defined and clarified in the fact sheet. That if it is AAA rating, of course, sir, Satyanarayana, sir, return will be definitely lower. Definitely it will be lower. It can't be 12% or 13% when you give loan to the AAA rating. Tata company will not give you 12% return. They will, because they will get money at the 8%, plenty of money, abundant money. But if a new company, they will not get money at 8%. So this is the whole scenario. That is why Franklin was giving very good return over a period of time. And people were very happy. More and more people started joining for giving their money. So, but because of pandemic, specific to pandemic, had there not been pandemic, sir, there might be a possibility that the situation might not have developed. Sorry, you are not audible, sir.
No, I didn't say anything, sir. And was there concentration to a specific group of companies, or was it diversified?
More concentration.
Yeah,
More
that is another
group of companies.
that is another issue, sir.
Because diversification will automatically take care of balancing your risk, sir.
Yes.
Because, sir, otherwise, now, Mr. Prashant, you might be agree with me. Mutual fund is the most transparent product. Every month, sir, every detail of mutual fund investment is shared with you. In which company your money has been invested, in which company loan has been given, what is the how much money has been invested, what is the percentage of total corpus invested in particular. Everything is shared with you every month. You take a decision. And one more thing, sir, Ramakrishna, sir, you might be aware, SEBI has, from 1st January 2021, SEBI has started a new practice, Mr. Prashant. SEBI has mandatorily told every mutual fund with every scheme, one riskometer is attached. That riskometer will give, when you open the scheme, riskometer will come first, sir, upfront, riskometer will be there. That riskometer, Mr. Prashant, will give you an idea how much the risk is there in the scheme. Suppose that the needle of the riskometer tilting towards left, it means low risk is there. When it tilts toward right, high risk is there. So from the riskometer itself, Ramakrishna, sir, you can make out how much risk is there in the scheme. And every month, if the risk increases in the corpus, riskometer will change. So if you keep an eye on the riskometer of the scheme where you have invested, you can have a fair idea whether risk is increasing or decreasing. If increasing and you are not able to take that risk, simply come out of that scheme. That facility is also SEBI developed. One more facility, sir, are developed SEBI. SEBI has started a portal that is called Mutual Fund Central. Mutual Fund Central. Earlier, Honorable Chairman, you were going to the mutual fund for change of nomination, change of bank detail, lot of things you are going to individual. Now this Mutual Fund Central portal has started. You can simply register yourself and all your such things can be done online on the Mutual Fund Center.
Sir, I just want to supplement one point. I don't know whether you already told, I forgot, I mean, I did not listen. Equity investment is good, but whoever wants money for any specific purpose, they must come out of equity 2 years prior to their.
Absolutely. Sir, I keep telling, then when your 80-85% target is met in equity, better you make them safe by putting by shifting mutual fund or at least 80%, 90% of that to the debt fund. So there you will be getting reasonable return, but 80-90% is on hand. So 20% you can manage from some other sources. But suppose market is down when your target is met, and definitely corpus will be much less than what you had expected. So better way, what you are saying, absolutely right. Come out of the scheme, at least 80-90% of your corpus. So you take out that and put it in bank FD even or in some debt fund. And remaining you 10-20% you keep it. Suppose the market goes up, you will get the return. Okay, sir. Honorable Chairman, anything we can do? Or
Members, you
We
can post
appreciate
your
the way.
queries in chat box also. So, Ramakrishna, please proceed.
No, I just want to say thanks to Sharma ji for his excellent presentation.
sir, I would be very happy to come to you physically as well when this pandemic goes.
Yeah, please, sir. You are most welcome. We will definitely plan a session involving other trade bodies also, so that more number.
Absolutely.
Because today we expected more number, but
No
due
issue,
to these
no issue, sir.
marriages and other issues, maybe
Sir, no issue.
less attendance. But involving other trade bodies, we will plan a physical session. We will definitely invite you. So please come
Sir,
and
Sir,
address.
not only trade bodies, but reputed universities, education institutions,
Yeah.
institutions. We can club all these things because this is a general awareness thing.
Yes.
It is not limited to any particular segment of the society. So, of course, I am with you whenever you plan, sir. I am at your
Sure,
disposal.
sir. Thank you for your consent.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. God bless
Members,
you all,
you
sir.
can post your queries in the chat box also. Even if you are having any queries, you can directly ask the speaker, or you can put it in the chat box so that you will get a reply to the query.
Or if you have anything in mind, you can give it to my Honorable Chairman. He has got my mail ID and mobile number also. I will try to give him to the no issue at all.
Sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
So, members, any queries?
No. Okay.
No.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now I request our branch secretary CA Prashant Kumar to propose
Yes.
vote of thanks.
Yes, sir.
Respected Chairman C.S. Mullakrishna Garu, Land Speaker Shri Suryakant Garu, past chairmen, senior members, MC colleagues, and other dignitaries, good evening to all. I am privileged to propose vote of thanks for the session on my own behalf and behalf of Visakhapatnam branch members. Sir, I convey my sincere thanks for accepting our invitation and sharing your valuable knowledge for the benefit of the Visakhapatnam members, sir. Sir, as you correctly said that there is a very good opportunity for new young members as to become an advisors, mutual fund advisors, and to become also an investor. So as you correctly stated that the way of deliberations were given on mutual funds as a wealth creation, I strongly believe that it created interest among the members and as well as given an insight enlightenment regarding the mutual funds to our members. Thank you very much, sir, for your uninterrupted session for the long 2 hours long. Thank you very much, sir. Dear members, request your attention for the upcoming sessions. On 18th December 2021, we have a physical seminar on virtual CFO audit quality maturity model by CMP Vijay Kumar Garu from Chennai. On the same day, we have another session on RERA practice and procedures, especially focusing on AP RERA by CA Vinay T from Bangalore. I request all the members, please join for the session and get benefit out of it. And I extend my thanks to all the members and webinars for joining this session and got benefit out of it. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Mr. Prashant. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Thank you, all members.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank you very
the
much.
ST members. I am thankful to all of you. It is my privilege to be with you. Of course, digitally this time. Next time, definitely have
Sure.
physical session. And thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Members, we have family picnic on 19th, this next Sunday. Please join with families and enjoy the fellowship. And after 1.5 years or so, we don't have fellowship. So please join with families. All the chartered accountants will have fun in this program. Please join for the family picnic on 19th of December, Sunday. Thank you, members. Thank you.